They say, I decide, but I never did that. I respect nature a bit too much. And the female that doesn't accept a male, she has some reasons for that.
That's a good one. So if you're playing with 3 medium puppies, but then you see a really fearful one in the corner, you might want to think about not taking one of the 3. Hi, and welcome to another 10 Minutes with Professor Abrantes. Good episode for you today. We are going to talk about parental behavior. Your dog's mom, your dog's dad, how important are they? What do they do? Lots to cover here. So, Professor Abrantes, parental behavior. Where do you want to start with this?
Well, we can start by, well, you already explained that it's the behavior of the parents with the mom and the dad. And I think normally people ask about moms, you know. So let's start with maternal behavior, right?
Okay, maternal behavior. Yeah. All right.
Maternal behavior is many things, and it's very complicated and very easy too, because the goal is to have the youngsters to survive and be healthy and be able to fend for themselves until the age where they will reproduce and pass their genes to the next generation again. So what do mothers do? Well, mothers do a lot. First, they have the choice of partner, and after that, mating. After that, they carry the puppies, then they give birth, and then starts nursing, and then starts the education of the puppies, which is very important, because when the puppies are born, they have the kind of disposition, innate disposition to show certain behaviors, but they don't know what those behaviors will achieve, or as we used to say, the meaning of those behaviors. So they have to learn it. It's the mother that is teaching them what things mean, what they do, what response they can expect. So the mother is teaching them dog language, and that happens very early. When they begin moving around, then you can see they begin interacting with one another. So they are sometimes a bit nasty to one another out of ignorance. And then they learn that, oh, if I bite so much, then I get beaten myself. So I better control myself next time. And the same happens with the mother too. They when they see the mother, they think that she's kind of a milk machine, you know, and they attack her right away because they want food, milk. And there is a time where the mother needs to recover, so she's not available 24 hours a day. So she has to teach the puppies, no, you stop there. And she does that. She shows them very clearly. Some breeders and dog owners get very scared and think, oh, she's being bad to the puppy, she's being violent, she's tired of them, she needs to go out now or something. It's not true. The mother is actually teaching them dog language, indeed, teaching them to be dogs. They don't know what it means to be a dog. They need to learn to be social. They need to learn to accept that there is a line, to respect others too, not to cross that line, and they have to learn what are the consequences of crossing the line.
So let me ask you about how would you know, or would you think that a dog was going to be a good mother? Do they need to have had a good mother as an example? Is it all instinctual? What makes a good mother?
I don't have sufficient data to give you a conclusive answer to that. I think that both factors play in. One, if they have the good mothers, then they retain some of that. But I think much of it is instinctual as well, because I've seen dogs that had poor conditions to grow up, and they developed into really good mothers. So I think the jury is still out on that one.
Okay. And then I want to go back to something that you mentioned earlier also, which is the mother's role and choice of partner. Sometimes, in our modern society, they don't have really
No,
choice of partner.
no,
How is that affecting
no.
what we're seeing?
We choose which partners they're going to have because our purpose is with breeding the animal, so they have to accept what we give them, and sometimes they don't, and that is a bit of a problem. I've never forced my females to accept a male if they didn't. Of course, I had suggestions because I had a purpose with my breeding, because I wanted to make my behavioral studies. So I introduced them to one another, and then let's see how they reacted. And if they reacted okay, and if the female accepted the male and she thought that he was good, fine, let's go with it. But if she didn't, I wouldn't force it like many breeders do. They say, I decide, but I never did that. I respect nature a bit too much. And the female that doesn't accept a male, she has some reasons for that. I might not understand them, but she has some reasons to do that.
Okay, so let's talk about the fathers. So paternal behavior. How important, we talk about the mothers a lot, but how important is the father of the puppies?
That's a very good question. Actually, if you look behind me, I have a little poster there which illustrates paternal behavior. For a dog to show paternal behavior is not a question of being the real father, but of having the opportunity to be that. If in the pack there are puppies, a male with a certain level of self-confidence and respect for itself will say, well, they are my puppies. Probably they are my puppies. Yeah, they are. So, and you will take good care of them. And it's interesting because it starts at the time where the mother begins to kind of create a certain distance. And then the puppies begin moving around, being very active, and the male gets interested in them. And of course, I described earlier how the mother teaches them behavior like pacifying behavior and submissive behavior and keep distance, not cross the line, all that. The fathers do exactly the same. The puppies are incredibly interested in getting accepted by the male. The male gets close to the puppies. They all swarm around the male and licking and laying down in front in a full active submissive behavior for the male to lick their bellies and to show that the male accepts them. They don't get scared by getting an adult to show them their place. Quite the contrary, they apparently consider that, I'm guessing, but they consider that a proof of that they can trust that adult to come and protect them in other situations. That is at least what the behavior allowed me to kind of conclude.
Interesting.
You have to be careful, of course, because we don't know. We don't know what they think. We don't know what we don't know. We are concluding from observations.
Sure. If you're lucky enough to be able to see both the mother and the father of a puppy you're considering adopting, how much of their behavior can you expect to see in your puppy? How does that work?
Yeah,
like if you saw bad behavior from the mother, would you take the puppy from the mother?
No, I wouldn't. If I see bad behavior from the mother, the father, and I always want to see others. If they have uncles and aunts and half siblings, I want to see them. And if I see bad behavior from any of them, then I would not take the puppy, that's for sure. My rule of thumb was, show me the best and show me the worst in the litter.
What would make a puppy the worst? Like, why would you say, puppy, you're the worst in the litter?
The one that is more timid or anything extreme, that would be the extreme. Show me the extremes.
Okay.
And then you ask yourself, would I take one of those if they were the only ones available? And if you say, no, I wouldn't take them, then don't take any of the others either. Because those that you won't take share a lot with those that you would take. You understand?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. But if you look at those extremes and say, it doesn't matter, if these are the only ones available, I take them. Then you can take whichever of them, because they will share a lot of the things that you apparently like.
Okay. So
That's a rule of thumb.
that's a good one. So if you're playing with 3 medium puppies, but then you see a really fearful one in the corner, you might want to think about not taking one of the 3
Yes.
medium behaved puppies.
And if the one that annoys you most, you still think, no, I would take this one anyway. So you can take anyone.
All right. Great. If you want to know more about puppies, we actually have a great course at the Ethology Institute. It's all about puppies. You can learn about puppies, a little bit about maternal behavior, and all this stuff that we're talking about. And as always, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments, and we'll see if we can get you some answers. So check out All About Puppies at ethology.eu. You can also read articles on maternal behavior and articles on puppies. You can even buy merchandise. You can take courses, certification courses for all you dog trainers out there. You can get an Ethology Institute certification, all kinds of good stuff at ethology.eu. Thank you again, Professor Abrantes, and we'll be back with another 10 minutes with Professor Abrantes.
Thank you.